Hey, good evening, everybody. We're back again. All righty, so we've got a one by four that started this quite some time ago and just never did get around to finishing it. So figured we go ahead and try to get what we could done on it. Granted, I know it's a little late for me, but I figured I would get out here and get started on it and try to get what little I could accomplished ahead of time. So trying to clean off the stuff with my glasses here so I can see where I'm at. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, yeah, so we've got the palette pretty much done. I got one more part to put in here as far as I'm going to put a small feedback in. And then we're going to try to go ahead and, like I said, get some of the, some of the other preliminary stuff done to this. But, good evening, Dallas. Wagon Master, good evening, Mr. Karloff. So, all righty, let's get up here. I thought I'd do something different, so I went to Home Depot and got me a small piece of carpet, to work off of for different, very different applications. I use the silicone mat most of the time. However, there is times where, we go ahead and do others as well. So let's see if I've got any feedbacks already made up. Grab the part here we need. It's 2.2K, it's not 100 ohm. Good evening, Greg. Oh man, what a day, what a day. It's been a long day and it hasn't even got started good yet. Okay. I wasn't planning on doing any major soldering, so that's part of the reason why the silicone mat isn't down or hasn't been down. So advantages and disadvantages, obviously. I know a lot of people say that you don't have to put the feedbacks in on a one pill, but I've seen on the spectrum analyzer, I've seen where it actually does help just a little bit. So I continue to do it. Hopefully everybody's had so far a good weekend. Mine's not been too terribly bad since I have to work today. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it was still pretty warm today though whenever I was trying to sleep. You know, that's the bad part about working third shift is you're sleeping through the day. You know, you're trying to sleep through the hot part of the day, which is good and bad at the same time. So, and I think I am going to put this as a variable that is still subject to change. So, but anyhow, I know we've still got to run our preliminary wires here. When the base is on, this is going to be in the on position, and then we're going to go from there as far as to be able to put the delayed reaction in for the sideband and all that good stuff. So, but we've got, like I said, we've got everything pretty well, pretty well hammered down. So set this off to the side for the moment. So we're going to start our pallet here. No, we're not going to be using 233 amp supplies. That would not be enough to handle a 1x4. The 1x4 is actually going to be ran off of 2 of the HP power supply modules, because I know the 1x4, especially when you're going into the C series transistors, which is what this is going to be having, the C series, you're going to draw well over, you're going to exceed 100 amp current draw. So, 200 amps is way overkill, but, for the footprint and everything. And originally I had set this up where I was actually going to put 4 40 amp modules in here, is what I was going to originally do. So we changed from the 440 amps. The holes just happen to be kind of lined up as well, where I can go ahead and use the HP supplies. So we're going to have more than enough headroom on supply voltage, or supply amperage rather, that we're not going to have to worry about much. So yep. Keep a hold of the crazy thing. Fingers aren't wanting to work too good this morning. So if that doesn't want to start, why? I think one of the threads are boogered up on this end. Now let's do this the easier way. That's still the raw factory end. Yeah, I think I know what the problem's going on here. Grab the ones for the 632 instead of the 832. Since this is an 832, work a whole lot better with the right size nut. A lot better. Good evening, Mr. Donkey Stomper. No, I did not do this much tonight, Chad, by no means. I've actually started on this amp off and on for the last 3 months, believe it or not. Just trying to actually get to this point. It's just I keep putting this one off since this one isn't sold. I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off so that I can go ahead and get other stuff taken care of. And I thought, I'm going to get back to this. I want to see this thing finished up. So I'm taking time away from everything else to get back on this because I've been looking at this palette for so doggone long, and I'd like to actually see it come to life. So, all right. Back where it belongs. Yeah, I don't use 832 screws very often. Most everything I can get by with 632, but yeah, I wanted to get some of this taken care of. Like I said, we're going to go overkill on the power supply. We'll do it the Donkey Stomper way. Overkill. I've been seeing a lot of stuff that Chad's been putting out here lately, and he's definitely been doing some overkill on some of his builds. I'll give him credit where credit's due, for sure. It's not good whenever I hit my camera. Gotta go get car bam tomorrow. Car. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, especially with the sideband biasing and everything, it is a lot of work to actually do that. With this one, the board's actually been, prepped, and then it's been coated with a unique coating on top of it. So we've got that. But and this is double-sided adhesive tape, but it's not just any adhesive tape. This is actually thermal tape. So when I mount this down, we're going to use the thermal tape on one part and then our main screw on the other. Big Country Vapor, good evening time. All right, so the voltage on this, I've got these set at 14.5. And like I said, I'm using thermal tape on the front end. Go ahead and help draw some of the heat down to the aluminum chassis. And the stuff that I'm using, it's 40 millimeters wide. So that's the reason why I'm not just running it straight down the side. I'm actually doing two separate pieces. This stuff's ultra thin, and it actually helps, just like if you put your heat sink compound on the transistors. This does exactly the same thing, only in an adhesive form. The 2-pill Super Cobra 350 base amp. No, I can't say that I have. Not a 2-pill. I'm sure they made them, as far as that goes, because we make 2-pill bases all the time. So, yeah, I don't see why that would be too unusual. Still go there. Okay. So before I mount that, I want to find out how long a wire I need. Since this is my furthest supply over here. All right. Except on the positive. Yeah, initially, because of where I had this set up for megawatts, the megawatts were actually going to be stacked down this way. So originally, all my DC wires would be like this. And I could kind of get by with that. The only thing is, if I move this closer and do it that way, which I could do, not sure if I'll have enough room for my power wire this way, because I have to have so much room here in order to go ahead and go. But that would reduce the length of my wire greatly. Tell you what, let's grab a plug. Let's grab a plug and see if we can't do that. Let's see if we can't shorten them wires up some more. Purplish blue. Old school purple. Apparently I need to read back here a little bit further. But will not key yet, but old school purple. Yeah, I would say that's all you might need to do is just replace the keying circuit on as well. So yeah, if I do that, let's grab. The other thing too, I can solder I can actually solder the plugs directly in, or solder the wires directly onto the terminals and bring them out too. So that's also another possibility. I'm gonna grab the side. I know I can cut this off or leave that out. That's not a problem. So, and this is going to be one of the modular cabinets that I've got. And I might get lucky enough to be able to do it that way. But yeah, I've worked on this probably 6 or 8 times just to build the palette for this one, Chad, just because there again, time has been extremely precious as a whole. So I've got that out. Not too worried about putting it all back together just yet, because I know I'm going to have to solder wires in there. Okay, and that will give me enough. It'll give me enough turn radius. I can do that, which means I can shorten those wires up a huge amount. So great. I'm still going to try to go ahead and utilize the holes that I've already got pre-drilled. It's just I'm out of the other modules right now, and the only thing that I have in stock are these. That's part of the reason why I'm going this direction. So, all right. $50. That's a pretty good deal. Well, thanks for popping in and popping back out, Gary. We appreciate it. So, all right. Let's see. And the positive wire on these. I don't have this one marked. We'll go off the bottom. That way I know I've got plenty. Maybe able to take just the one wire, cut it in half for both modules. I don't know. If not, I'll use the other one as well. Yeah, let's just go ahead and solder both of them. All right. Yeah, so this is going to be the positive rail. Let's set this off to the side for the moment. And I've already got the back plate already pre-drilled and ready to go. So we've got our SO239s, we've got our exhaust port, and I've got everything drilled and ready for the main power cord here. So again, this is that extruded aluminum. Hello, Wild Bill. for this application. I'm going to switch out that tip too. I can get more heat in a short amount of time. Yeah, right now I'm currently not taking any more radios in for repair, mainly because of the fact that my time is just so limited. But I do have a gentleman that I can send those to. I've actually got a few that I'm going to actually send him. That's my own personal radios, just because I don't have time to work on them, sadly. So, but I can get with him and see how far behind he is. It's been a while since I've done any business with him, so I don't know what what kind of price that he charges nowadays for stuff. So I'm going to actually send him a few of mine and kind of get a idea. I know he's reasonable. But yeah, till I can get caught up on most everything, as far as the radios, I'm just trying not to take anything else in, radio related anyways. As most of you know, I only get one off a month, so I spend what little spare time I have, I spend out here. Then trying to still fit in everything with the wife, since she's still overseas. She thinks I work too much. She's probably right. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, it's not the fact that I can't do it. It's the fact of time, the time restraints that it is. That's my biggest, that's my biggest hurdle right now. I mean, next year, once the wife actually gets over here, I'll be able to do a little bit more, just because I'm going to probably try to find something that requires less time, less time involved at work and more time in the shop and with my wife. So that's kind of my goal within the next year. All right. Since I know that's going to be sitting like that. I can get an idea how long I need to make the wire for the AC. Okay. Let's get up here. It's great. I've got these spools of wire up above my head, so. Yeah, that'll give me plenty. Not sure what Chad's got going on today. I'd say he's probably going to release another video on that 64 pill. You know, that is a feet and a half, guys. You know, for those of you that don't realize it, but you know, you've got 32 two-pill amplifiers essentially that you're building. You know, or what is it, 16 4-pills that you have to build. I guess that would probably be more accurate because of the way it's being built. Just wire back up. All right. Let's move this one forward. That way I know how long I can cut my short from black. And I'll trim both of these down once I get to that point on the positive. But as you guys can see, there's, you know, these two are not equal lengths, but they are equal length in regards to how they will flow. You know, I'm going to have two short black ones, and then the two are going to be a little bit longer in order to reach the same point. But bear in mind, because of the fact that both black wires are the same length and both red wires are the same length, you know, the sum of the two are actually the same. So, you know, because once it leaves, for example, on a power supply, once you get to the back side of it, a lot of people don't realize that, you know, because they think, well, everything has to be exactly matching, and they do need to be, you know, be within a certain degree. But once you get on the outside of the power supply, you know, at your actual terminals, what's to say that, you know, you got 6 feet of black on one side and 4 feet of red? Well, technically at that point, you know, everything that you just did inside is null and void to a certain extent, you know, because it's not the same. So, you know, bear that in mind. I mean, you've got, yeah, now if you're drawing, you know, if you're using like 4 or 5 different lengths of positive cable and 4 or 5 different lengths of negative cable on the outside, yeah, then you're going to have a little bit of a mismatch. So, you know, not only on the inside, but on the outside, that's where you need to actually have, you know, relative numbers that are matching. Again, you know, you still have relative numbers that match here because of the fact that, you know, whatever it takes to get to the, you know, get to your ground source or to your positive, you know, it's still the same because all the negatives are the same and all the positives are the same. So that's one of the things that a lot of people kind of get confused when they start looking at equal lengths. They think they have to have the same length of positive wires to do the negative, and that's not necessarily true. Knock on wood, in 8 years, I've only had one power supply ever come back. And that's because a guy was trying to run an 8-pill on a 50 amp power supply. So, he didn't realize that, 50 amps is enough. Oh, but it keyed it. Well, yeah, it may key it, but you're pulling the guts out of the power supply. So you don't forget about my box. Well, that's going to be difficult in that particular cabinet. As far as a 4x16, I do have one of those coming up as well. But I've been trying to get this amplifier done for months on end. So that's the reason why I just decided to kind of stop what I'm doing and see if I couldn't get a little further on it, kind of share it with you guys a little bit. I don't quite understand the whole method to the madness here with the screw terminals on these, because there's not enough room to put a ring terminal on these on the inside. So the best thing we can do is take them out, solder the wires, and put the plugs back. So I wanted to twist every which way in the world, so we just let it twist, and then we'll solder back up, and we'll get that to lay in there the way we want it here in a second. Do this a different method here. So Wild Bill wants to go bigger. Oh, Lord. You realize you don't need to get any bigger than what you are, Wild Bill, right? I think you're the biggest station left in your county. Some of the equipment that you've purchased over the years. Alrighty, well, guys, I'm looking at the time, and sadly, I am going to have to stop. I wish I could have got a little bit further along. I got out of here a little late, mainly because I stopped to eat today. I was actually hungry when I woke up, so I went in there and fixed myself something to eat before I started the live feed. However, we will be back out here probably tomorrow. So I know we've got a lot going on and a lot more to get done. So this one's set down in place. Like so. Well, I know where I'm at. I'll finish this up. Whenever I get home this evening or in the morning, and then we will go to the next step. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Take care. Enjoy the evening. God bless. Back out.